Hi, I'm Sophie, and I'm going to take you through a wake up well flow this morning. So it's going to be a nice short flow to get that body moving, get you feeling ready for your day. So we're going to start today's class in child's pose. So taking the knees wide, letting the toes touch, sinking the bottom back down towards the heels as we stretch the arms out in front of us. Taking the forehead to the mat and just taking a moment here to settle into the body and notice how it's feeling today. Taking a few deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. We're really trying to melt the chest towards our ground here in our child's pose. As we feel into the body and maybe notice any areas that are feeling a little sticky and tight, those areas where we can send the breath to and create space within today. On your next inhale, walk your hands over to the right hand side. Find a lovely juicy stretch down the left side body. We're here for 2 breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Softening through the hips here. We're here for 1 more breath, inhaling through the nose. And on your exhale, walk your hands back to center. Give those hips a little wiggle just to reset the spine. And then we'll move straight onto the left-hand side. So on your next inhale, walking hands over to the left-hand side. Lovely, juicy stretch down the right side body. We're here for 2 breaths, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. We're really trying to feel the space between the ribcage. The intercostal muscles expand here, making way for a deeper space to breathe. Final breath here, inhale. Exhale, walk the hands back to the center of your mat. Give the hips a little wiggle again to reset the spine. This time we're going to creep the fingertips forward, rise the tailbone towards the sky. Bring the knees in a fraction as we walk those hands forward, bowing the chest down in our Anahatasana, our melting heart pose. So forehead comes to the mat. Feel that gentle, energizing curve through the spine. We're here for 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, sit back to the heels. Pad the hands underneath the shoulders. And we'll meet in our tabletop position. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll begin to move through our cat-cows. So together on our inhale, we're going to press down to lift up. Curving the spine and shining the chest forward. And exhale to dome, tucking the chin towards the chest and gazing towards the belly. Inhale, press down to lift up, opening through that heart space. And exhaling to dome, really feeling that space between the shoulder blades expand. So moving through these motions in your own breath now. Closing down the eyes, you can find a bit of free movement here, maybe wiggling the hips from side to side, rocking backwards and forwards. Maybe you want to take it into some spinal rolls, or maybe even warming up the wrists, maybe turning the fingertips to the outer edges of the mat and just swaying from side to side. Just making sure if you're taking those circles, you're going one way and then the other, keeping the body nice and even on both sides. When you're ready, we'll meet back in our tabletop position, so shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Together we'll tuck the toes, lift the knees an inch off the ground and hover for 3. Engaging the core for 2, pressing up and doming through the shoulders for 1. Eventually, we'll send the bottom back, lift the tailbone towards the sky, and arrive in our first downward facing dog. So chest softening towards the thighs, bending the knees as much as we like here to facilitate our chest-thigh connection, pressing down through all 10 fingers. And you can just take a little wiggle here, padding out through the feet, opening out through the hamstrings. We'll take a nice clearing breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So find a moment of stillness. Together we breathe in through the nose, sighing it out through the mouth. On your next inhale, gaze forward. Step the right foot and then the left foot to the top of the mat. Feet are hips distance here as we come into our Uttanasana forward fold. So taking hold of opposite elbows, we'll begin to sway side to side and come straight into our ragdoll. Moving with the breath here. If, like me, you're doing this first thing in the morning and you're feeling pretty stiff, that's totally fine. Just bend the knees deeply, really trying to let everything go. Together we'll find a moment of stillness. We're going to bring our right hand to our left ankle. Take a deep bend in our right knee as we peel up through the left arm in a lovely opening twist. So we're gazing towards those lifted fingertips. If that's too much, you can just gaze at the floor. Breathing here. We're here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, release the bind. Come into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, fingertips to shins or knees. Flat back, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees to fold. This time, left hand comes to right ankle. We're peeling up through the right arm in our twist. So we've got a deep bend in our left knee on this side, trying to feel that lovely stretch through the hamstring as we rotate from the center of the spine. We're here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, release the bind. Come into your Uttanasana forward fold. Inhale, fingertips to shins, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, bend the knees to fold. Now, interlacing the hands, taking them to the base of the skull, we'll roll up as slow as you can, vertebrae by vertebrae, ensuring the head is the last thing to arrive. When we get to the top of our mat, we'll release the bind, come into Tadasana. Taking a moment to engage the breath here, we'll take one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest, starting to maybe welcome in your Ujjayi breath. Your Ujjayi breath is breathing in and out through the nose, finding that restriction at the back of the throat. If you'd like to stick with your regular breath, that's absolutely fine as well. Maybe thinking of your intention, that one word. Maybe for you that's presence, maybe it's compassion, or maybe today you want to offer your practice to a devotee, someone that you love, someone that needs your energy today. Together, releasing the bind. Inhale, rise the arms towards the sky. Lightly touch those palms together and exhale, bring them down to your heart center, bowing chin towards the chest as we seal our intention. Again, release the bind. Inhale, fingertips to the sky, lift and lengthen, long neck. Lightly touch the palms together. Exhale, bend the knees, Uttanasana, forward fold. Together, we'll step the right foot and then the left foot all the way back to our downward facing dog. So again, spreading the fingers wide, deep bend in the knees if you like, trying to send the tailbone towards the sky and soften through the shoulders. On your next inhale, rise the right leg towards the sky, flex the toes. Step or guide the foot between the hands. We're going to lower that back knee down, untuck the back toes, planting down through our left hand as we peel up through the right in our easy twists. So we're gazing towards those lifted fingertips, rotating from the center of the spine. We're here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, kicks down that left leg as we sweep the right leg all the way out to the side, pressing into the outer edge of the right foot and sweeping the left arm up and over. Pressing the hips forward, closing down the rib cage. We're here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, fly that right hand back to the mat. See if we can take a huge step with the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So we've arrived in our lizard lunge here. So back toes untucked, pressing down firmly through both hands. Don't be afraid to move here, maybe giving the hips a little wiggle from side to side. Together we'll inhale, lift the chest and lengthen, drawing shoulders back and down. And exhale, maybe you want to come onto your forearms, letting the head hang heavy. Or you can just stay up on your hands. Breathing here, we're here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, heel toe the right foot between the hands. Realign your hips. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, we're going to peel back for our Ardha Hanumanasana, our half split. So we're flexing those right toes towards the face. You can have a deep bend in that right knee if you like. Drawing right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale to fold. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale to fold. This time, inhale, look forward, pad the hands to frame that front foot, tuck back toes, lift back knee, and we're just going to step all the way back to our downward facing dog. So feet hips distance, pressing down to lift up through the tailbone. We'll take a clearing breath, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. This time, inhale, left leg to sky, flex the toes. Step or guide the foot between the hands. Lowering that back knee down, untucking back toes, planting down through the right hand as we peel up through the left in our easy twist. So our inhales are giving us length here, and our exhales allowing us to twist further round. We're here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, kickstand that right calf. Sweep the left leg all the way around as the left arm comes over the top of the head, pressing into the outside of that planted foot. Finding a lovely lateral extension here. We're here for one breath. Inhale. Exhale, fly that left hand all the way back down to the mat. See if we can step our left foot to the outside of the left hand, coming into our lizard lunge. So again, don't be afraid to move here, maybe giving the hips a little wiggle. Together we'll inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale to bow, maybe coming down onto our forearms, maybe using a block if you have one. Breathing here and letting the head hang heavy. Again, don't worry if you're still up in your hands. We've got to respect the difference between both sides of our body. One side is always going to feel much more open than the other. We're here for one breath. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, heel toe that left foot inside the hands. Realign your hips by squaring them. Inhale, lift. Exhale, we're going to peel back, come into our Ardha Hanumanasana. So flexing those left toes towards the face this time. Deep bend in that left knee to facilitate your chest-thigh connection. Drawing left hip back, right hip forward. Together we'll inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale to bow. One more time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale to bow. So just being mindful that if you're doing this in the morning, a lot of these postures might feel very sticky and stiff, and that's totally fine. On your next inhale, gaze forward, patting the hands to frame that front foot. Tuck back toes, lift back knee. Step all the way back to a downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the feet here. We're then going to drop the knees, untuck the toes, and come to a kneeling position. Rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. We'll take a couple of twists. So together we're going to inhale the arms towards the sky. Exhale as our right hand finds our left knee, and we exhale to twist. So we're not forcing the neck to go anywhere it doesn't want to go here. Just letting it follow. Inhale, back to center. Lift and lengthen. Find space between the shoulders and the ears. Exhale, right hand to left knee to twist this time. 2 more times. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale to twist. Rising up now, we're going to tuck the toes and we're going to come into our dancing camel. So if you've got a block or a can or a book and you prefer to work with that, that's absolutely fine. If you don't, you can either bring your hand to your hip, or if you've got the range, you can take it to the heel. So placing your right hand on your hip, heel or block, I'm going to place it on the heel. We're going to inhale, come through center. Exhale, press the hips forward. Sweep that left arm over. Opening through the heart space. Inhale here. Exhale to come onto the other side. 2 more times. Inhaling to come through center. Exhale to press the hips forward. Open out through the chest. Final time. Inhale, coming through center. Exhale to press those hips forward. Coming back to center now, we're going to plant both hands down firmly on the mat. Tuck the toes if they're not tucked already. Lift the knees. And we're going to see if we can jump our feet to the outside of the hands. So maybe you want to launch back and then jump forward. So we're coming into our Malasana squat here. So toes are facing outwards. Bringing our hands together at our heart center as we press our elbows into our knees. Lift the chest and lengthen. If Malasana isn't comfortable for you today, you can always sit on a block, and definitely don't worry if your heels are lifted. We can always find a bit of movement here, maybe wiggling from side to side, before we find a moment of stillness. So inhale, lift and lengthen. We'll take a nice stretch. So left hand inside left knee, peeling up like a bow and arrow through the right arm, opening out through the chest and heart space. 1 breath here, inhale. Exhale, move through center, reach forward as if you're reaching for somebody that you love, tucking the chin towards the chest. And exhale, hands to heart center, lift and lengthen. Moving on to the other side now. Inhale, right hand comes inside right knee, peeling open like a bow and arrow through the left arm, opening through the heart space, through the chest. We're here for 1 breath. Inhale. Exhale, move through center, reaching forward. Planting the hands down now on the mat. We're just going to step back to our last downward facing dog. Closing with 2 spinal rolls here. So pressing the weight through the fingers, sending the heels down towards the ground. We're going to inhale, rise up onto the toes. Ripple forward vertebrae by vertebrae. Head arrives last. And then we'll bend the knees, shoot the bottom back, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Final time. Inhale, rising high on the toes, rippling the weight forward, vertebrae by vertebrae. High plank. Before we bend the knees, shoot the bottom back, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. From here, we're going to drop the knees, sit onto our bottom, and just swing the legs around. Coming into a Shavasana now, a forward fold. So we're going to, first of all, extend our right leg, flexing the toes towards the face. So it's almost at 2 o'clock, so going out at just an angle. Left foot is placed inside left thigh or calf, moving any fleshy bits to the bottom. Together, we're going to inhale, lift and lengthen, rise the arms towards the sky. And exhale to come into a forward fold. Really trying to think about chin towards shin and chest towards thigh here. Again, remember it's early and be kind to your body. Again, remember it's early, so be kind to your body. We're here for 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale, rising up vertebrae by vertebrae. Head arrives last. Moving straight onto the other side, so left leg goes out to 10 o'clock, right foot in the inside of the left thigh or calf, moving the fleshy part of the bottom. Together we'll inhale, lift and lengthen, and exhale to fold over that leg. Remembering that we're always going to have one side that's slightly more open than the other, and that's totally fine. And breathing here as we soften into the posture. We're here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Head arrives last. Planting both feet down on the mat now, shuffling the bottom forward. Taking one hand to each knee. Together we'll inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round through the back body, lowering down vertebrae by vertebrae. Taking the hands to opposite elbows. We'll just windscreen wipe the knees from side to side. And we'll close our practice with a supine twist. So when you're ready, tucking the chin towards the chest, squeezing that right leg in towards the chest, flexing the toes, bringing the left hand on top of the right knee. Inhale here. Exhale, draw that right knee over to the left-hand side. Make sure you really shuffle that left hip underneath. Trying to gaze towards your right elbow. Feeling that deep and lovely twist, massaging our internal organs. This is going to help improve our digestion and facilitate a deeper space to breathe. So we're here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Squeeze both knees in towards the chest to move on to the other side. So when you're ready, left knee in towards the chest, right leg out long, flexing both toes. Really snuggle that knee in towards the armpit. One breath here, inhale. Exhale, right hand to the outside of left knee. Shuffle that right hip underneath as we draw the left knee over to the right hand side. So this time, our left arm is in a cactus position and we're gazing towards our left elbow. We're here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhaling, coming back to center. Squeezing both knees in towards the chest now. Option for a final happy baby. Taking hold of the outer edges of the feet. Closing down the eyes. Maybe rocking from side to side. When you're ready, we'll release one leg and then the other. Coming to lie down on our backs. Palms facing up towards the sky. As we soften the body into the ground. Feeling an air-like lightness. Feeling all that lovely space we've created. Softening now from the crown of the head all the way to the toes as we arrive in our final and most important posture of the practice, our Shavasana. Breathing here. Returning our breath to its regular rhythm and starting to quieten the mind. And if you find your mind wandering, you can bring your awareness back to that weight of your body on the floor and the sound and the movement of your natural breath. Starting now to bring some awareness back into the body, some prana, some energy as you feel it trickling in through the fingertips and the toes by giving them a little wiggle. Eventually coming to interlace the hands, take them to the base of the skull, find space in the spine, and find clarity in the mind. Eventually, we'll take this into a full body stretch, fingertips all the way down to the toes, tucking the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze, and then we'll roll over to the right-hand side. And when you're ready, we'll meet at a seated position at the top of our mat. Rolling our shoulders up, back, and down, grounding down through our sit bones. We'll close our practice today with a collective breath, so inhaling the arms towards the sky, lightly touching those palms together, and exhale, bring them down to your heart center. Coming back to your intention, your one word, or maybe your devotee. Always in gratitude, always in peace. Tucking the chin towards the chest as we bow, namaste.